Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to another episode of the Hustle and Shine podcast. It's your girl, Mel V, and you've tuned in for another episode of Truth Hurts. First of all, let me start off by saying happy Wednesday. Today is March 9th, and so as a New Yorker, I would be remiss if I didn't shout out the greatest rapper of all time that died on March 9th, Biggie Smalls. So, one time for Notorious B.I.G., rest in peace. So today, you guys have tuned in for an amazing show. Before we get to that, I want to give a couple shout outs. If you were tuned in when we first logged in, you saw the promotion there for our book, The Diamond Riders. Second book is coming out on April 5th, Beneath the Crown, Her Power, Her Story, Her Voice. So if you don't know, make sure you check it out. Get your copies. We'll be doing pre-sale soon. We're also going on our book tour starting April 23rd, hitting DC first. So if you're in the DMV area or close to it, make sure you hit up our website, www.diamondriders.com, and get your tickets so that you can join us for our gym class, our book signing, and our author reception. Also want to give a shout out to my girl, Jazz. She is a dope entrepreneur with several businesses. She's actually doing an event tonight that I'm late for as manager, but we're not going to talk about that. But she does a Trap Jazz and Paint event down here in South Florida. So if you haven't been, make sure you watch out for that and see what the next one is so you can show up to that. She does a thrifting store. She does a swimsuit line. She does it all. So if you don't know her, make sure you go check out Jazz Monique Experience at Jazz Monique Experience on Instagram. And check her out. So you guys tuned in tonight because I have an amazing guest that I'm going to introduce to you guys later. And we're going to talk about some stuff that might ruffle a few feathers, but you're here at Truth Hurts and the Truth Hurts. So we're not going to spare no punches. So if you're ready, let's get it going, y'all. That's right. It's time for Truth Hurts. So today, my guest that I'm going to bring on in a few minutes is Mr. Desean Black, actor, model, influencer. I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself when he logs in. But we're going to talk to y'all and school you ladies. And sis, we're going to learn you some stuff today. So when is it too much or not enough? We're going to touch on sexuality, aggression, approach, your position in relationships or in approaching your relationships. And when do y'all need to fall back and when do y'all need to step it up? So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my guest who y'all all came to see. Y'all didn't really come to see me. But let me bring in my boy, Desean Black.
What's up?
Desean, what's going on?
What's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm here. I'm maintaining. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Thanks for having me.
Part of the Hustle and Shine podcast. We are thankful for having you here. And I know that you're going to drop some gems on these people that's tuning in today. You're going to school them a little bit, learn them something.
It's a little something.
A little something?
Yeah.
But before we get in, tell them a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, where they can follow you, and then we'll jump in.
I don't like talking about myself too much, but my name is Desean Black. As Mel said earlier, let's just say I'm a guy that explores my talents and enjoy doing what I do. You can find me on Instagram, Desean Black _official. Okay, Desean, not Deshaun with the AWN. It's DESEAN Black _official.
Tell them, get it right. Get that name right. Okay, if y'all going to look them up, make sure you get it right. So, as I said, we're going to talk today about when is it too much or not enough. And I guess my first question is there such a thing as too much or not enough? Is that a thing?
Absolutely. I think people have a tendency to not understand how to gauge. I think we get into relationships and we come in with our own idea of what it's supposed to feel like and look like instead of understanding there's somebody else in the picture. So we got to have that open communication and know when we're not doing enough, when we're doing too much. Some people don't have the IQ to understand when they're doing too much or not enough. So
not the IQ.
The subject.
Check them on the IQ.
Emotional intelligence is a big deal.
Okay.
For real.
So let's kind of we'll ease them into this a little bit. So, we're in this big movement now, and the women empowerment, and this female strength, which I fully support. I'm all for it, but I do feel like sometimes we take it a little too far. So I want to start with female sexuality and the difference between sexuality and sensuality, and how we play that up and down. And so I want to talk on first appearance. So in the media you see it's sex sells. So it's like the less you have on, the more appealing you are. But does that really translate into everyday world? Does that translate into reality? Like, is it, when with what women wear, from clothing to hair to nails to makeup to body, operations and things like that. When is it too much and not enough? You get people like Amber Rose who are out here, and they, she has the slut walk and kind of promotes this, all of that stuff. And so you get a lot of women that feel like, well, I'm female, I should be able to wear what I want to wear, and who cares? And they come out in two pieces of thread, but then they're kind of offended with the attention that they may or may not get behind it, or they see women who don't dress like that. I know there was a big thing with what's the Instagram guy's name? Derek Jackson. When his wife finally came out in the public eye, everybody was like dogging her because she didn't look, you know what I'm saying, a certain way. She wasn't this Instagram model with her TNA all out, and they were dogging her out. So as a man, you know what I'm saying, when you're out and there's women, and I'm sure women approach you and you see them out, is there such a thing as too much or not enough?
Absolutely. I mean, I can speak on multiple scenarios. I mean, I'm all for it. Women, enjoy your freedom. Do what you want to do. It's your life. Live it. But understand, when you're doing that, everything has consequence. I remember one time I was in LA walking across the street, and the girl walked toward me, and she was wearing straight up sheer. You could see the nipples and everything. And it's me and my boys walking, and she tried to cover up. So the psychology behind it is like, you want the attention, but you don't really want the attention. Right? Because I feel that we have a tendency, we got to look more on the mental aspect of things, get our mental health right, to get that confidence where you don't got to do that. Guys, we look at that. If you're trying to get smashed on, hey, that might be the thing to do, exposing too much of your body. But a lot of men will look at that, you'll be nice looking, but we'll kind of put you in a box. And once you're in that box, you ain't coming out that box. So when we say first impressions, everything is like, come on, think about it. What do you want to put off? I feel that in this age, men really can't say too much these days because the cancel culture is real. But keeping it 100%. If you put yourself out there, and it's really weird. Like, you don't want that attention, but you dress a certain way, and it should be, we should be free, be able to express what it's called, free to boob, right? But you're gonna attract a lot of dudes that like that free boob. And they're gonna come your way with a certain type of energy that you don't want. So if you don't want that energy, don't put it out there like that.
True. And I feel like, they used to say back in the day, be like, well, if you don't want to be addressed as a hoe, don't put on a hoe's uniform.
Facts.
But, and again, I don't want to come across as we're not, knocking women for what they want or choose to wear. But I feel like sometimes they don't, like you said, the attention that they want, they're not presenting it in a way to get that. So, there's a way to be sexy and classy, and then sexy and raunchy. And I feel like the media,
there we go,
skews that scale so much because it's always like nudity.
Yeah.
Boobs out, coochie out, booty out. You know what I'm saying? The more skin you show. And for me, I feel like sometimes less is more.
Big time.
And so, I mean, as a man, like,
more is
less more
or less is more. More is less is more. Like that's so my thing is this. So we'll look at a girl, and I'm just putting y'all on the inside. We'll be out, my homies, they'll get out a female, she'll get an Instagram, we go to Instagram account right away. And we start seeing like ass out, titties out. And it's like, whoa. Once again, you put back in that box. We don't want to rock with you like that. Now, you got different type of dudes. You got some dudes that's gonna rock with you like that, but you might attract a player that's trying to do one thing and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to find a husband, if you're trying to find something serious, you gotta come a little serious and take it. Here's my problem I have. People go to job interviews all the time, right? And when they go to their job interviews, what? They're dressed apart, right?
True.
Okay, because they want to get that job. We're taking we're taking jobs a little more serious than a marriage, than a union, than having that connection with somebody. So approach, if you're looking for a husband, if you're looking for a wife, the same thing go to dudes as well. You got to position yourself a certain way. If you're not coming across as a wife, we're not going to see you as one. We're visual. Men are visual. Just deal with it. Come to the territory.
Okay. So now I'm going to flip the tables on you a little bit. And this may not apply to you, so I don't want to make you speak for the whole male species, but sometimes, I've seen situations where guys will meet a female a certain way. So you meet a female that dresses a certain way, so she carries herself, that's how she is. She wears, short skirts, cleavage out, all of that stuff, even down to, I know people that date strippers. But then once they get, it's like, that's what attracted you to this person. You were attracted to what you saw, you were attracted to that, but then you've entered into this relationship and now it's like, but you can't wear that. Or why are you wearing that? And right. So it's like, should there be some adjustment in that? Like if you met this, and this goes for men and women, but if you met them in this form and that's what they were wearing, that's what they like, and they were single, now that they're in a relationship, should that person not have a right to be like, okay, you can't wear that anymore? I know you were wearing that when I met you, but now I don't wear that no more. So like
it kind of go both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, first off, for a guy meeting a girl in that category, you met her in that category, this is what you gonna get. I'm a black and white type person. This is very little gray area for me. So it's like, hey, this is who you are when I met you, this is what I expect you to be. I mean, we could less extreme compared to social media, right? You got some girls that post a lot of bikini pictures on social media. I got a lot of friends in the industry, and they'll dress a certain way, getting attention from dudes. For these guys to come across, they want to be with them. They'll get with them, and then the guy be pissed off that they still posting like that. That's how they're making their money,
right?
So I wouldn't expect them to change, but for that individual to, on the woman's side, to accept the relationship, understand its responsibility to come along with it. Take the responsibility, and you got to calm it down. Same thing for a dude. I can't have 19 chicks calling myself when I decide to settle down with one woman. So I feel that we have an accountability on ourselves to actually make certain change if we decide to choose a relationship. That's a choice you make, and nobody's forcing you into a relationship. You didn't wake up one day and then you're engaged, or wake up one day and you got a boyfriend or girlfriend. So you made that choice. So when it comes down to that choice, you got to make smart decisions. It's part of the process to come with it.
True. But then, like you said, I feel like if you met the person in this element, is it fair to then be like, okay, now change? Now, granted, things change in a relationship. Your responsibilities, your accountability differs, and so you should not be seeking the attention of other people as much as you are your partner. But in all fairness, it's like, well, if you met me with all of this out, why is it now a problem? And so, with that is that more of a, how can I put it? Is that more of an ego type of thing, or is it more of a respect for the relationship?
It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. I mean, like I said, on both sides, you got to actually make a change to make it happen. So if you're like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. This new world that we in, people accept a lot of stuff that I wouldn't deal with. So I can't speak for everybody. But being a woman in that, if you're a stripper, whatever the case be, right? And like I said, it depends on that type of guy. That type of guy, I don't see a prestigious, successful man being with a stripper. It's not gonna line up. So understand it's categories for every situation. I'm not knocking for what you do. If you're stripping, that's what you do. Right? If you want to show your body, that's what you do. But understand you're gonna attract a certain type of man. If he accepts that, then he might be cool with it. Right. But don't be complaining when you get played to the left, because if he's cool with that, any man is okay with his woman being exposed like that, he really don't care that much. I don't care what nobody say. He doesn't care that much because he's open to possibly other women as well, and that's the relationship you guys have. Have fun. I'm just saying, think about
I
it.
heard that, Jim. Pay attention, y'all. We said we're gonna learn y'all some things. So if he don't care that much, it might be that your options are open to show it.
Open.
He's leaving his options open to pursue it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Good point. Touche. Hmm.
True
So
hurts.
we're gonna transition into the next little topic. It kind of goes in line with similar things. So now with this whole, women assertiveness, I see some women are like women have become very aggressive and like super assertive. And so I'm gonna like scale this conversation to different pieces. But
Yeah.
what's a comfortable space for you when it comes to females and being assertive and aggressive with their approach to a guy? So like we talk about now people sliding into DMs, and I know a lot more women are taking it into their own hand. I guess they like, look, bro, you taking too long, and they sliding into dudes DMs and hollering, and now there's a whole new thing on social media where I'm like, I need y'all to stop smoking whatever y'all smoking. But women out here popping questions and getting down on one knee and proposing.
That's wild.
So my question to you is, I'm like, so if you with a girl and she get down on one knee and pop the question to you, is she doing too much? Like, does she need
I'm gonna
to
tell her to stand her ass up. I'm like, stand your ass up, because first off, you're not putting me in that position. That's off. That's off. Like,
please rise. All right.
rise. Well, I'm not. I understand you love me. I know you want that union, but we're gonna have to talk about this shit later, because I can't believe you did this shit in public. Like, you gotta chill. This is not where it's at.
So don't do it in public. Don't do it in private.
Don't do it at all.
Don't do it in text.
Don't do it at all. Don't do it
All
at
right.
all.
So don't get down on one knee and ask you to marry you. But how do you feel about women approaching you like to date, like sliding
Okay,
in
that's
or being
different.
at the club and approaching you, and like if they do, what's like, okay, that's cool, and what's like, damn sis, calm down.
I feel that in modern day, the game has changed. I mean, COVID has changed the game too, quite a bit. A lot of people are not as social as they used to be anymore. I don't have an issue with a woman sliding in somebody's DM saying what's up, because if you're not on my radar, how would I know about you? So I think it's more of a thing of she's making herself visible, not necessarily she's just thirsty. She's making herself visible. Like, I like this guy, I'm gonna say hi to him, and then he then wants to continue the conversation, then he will. Okay. You see what I mean? And also too, like, just like men gotta compete, ladies gotta compete too. You might be sitting back looking cute, thinking some man's gonna approach you, but there's a lot of women out here. Right. So make yourself visible. It's okay to say hi. I think women are getting more bold, which is a great thing, because you guys are kind of stepping into our shoes and understanding how intimidating it can be to approach somebody, how much confidence it takes. I respect it. If you have the guts to go ahead and do it, go ahead and do it. I'm not against it at all.
So now, but
don't get on one knee.
Become too much.
Don't get on one knee. We're not doing that. Don't do that. Let the man choose you for the rest of his life, like, and then you can decide to say yes or no. Stop.
So now that making yourself visible and stepping out and making that first move, how far is too far? Like we even got to be in a relationship now. You asking to marry you, just on the like, let me approach you, like from a dude standpoint. So like you get guys out here, and they see a chick, they like them, and then we say hi, and then all of a sudden y'all sending unrequested photos that we didn't ask for.
Right.
I don't,
ladies do that too.
I'm pretty sure. But I guess out and about, or even in your DM, I'm sure I can only imagine the DMs you get. Like I can only imagine.
And here's the crazy part. It'd be the most innocent looking ones that don't even seem like they would ever do that shit. I'm like, hold up. Did you just do that? Look all sweet, cute, innocent, just throwing a cooch all up in the DM without even asking.
Not the cooch.
Oh yeah, wild. When I say wild, so ladies do it too.
Now, like, see, the crazy part is
kind of changing.
She done threw the cooch out there, but if you go on a date and you expect to hit on the first date, then she gonna think that she gonna be like, "What? Like, well, you already showed it to me."
See, and she probably might be in one of those modes, had a little bit of wine, feeling herself a little bit, decided something a little wild. But like I said, Once you do that, you are officially in that category. You're not wifey no more because we're not going to trust you. If you send her say that to me, who else you send it to? You know what I mean?
So you can't come back. Like once you over there, there's no comeback.
There's no coming back. There's no unless you're dealing with some lame dude that don't understand anything about the game, and she probably don't want him anyway. You know what I mean? There's no coming back.
Wow.
Now, when is now that is just doing too much in general, right? But when it's doing too much, if you're trying to approach a guy, listen, we know what we want. It's really that simple. You know, if you put yourself out there, say hi, make it known, give a little compliment, whatever. Some girls do things. They might come like all your pictures. They might slide your DM. They might follow and unfollow you. Don't really get your attention. Once that conversation started, if you don't continue the conversation, it's back up. Let him pursue you. See, you're making yourself visible so you can't pursue. If he's not pursuing, then you're pursuing. That's a whole nother conversation.
True. I mean, they say the male species by nature are hunters.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all want and is that true? Like, do y'all want the chase? Like, if you don't want to be chased.
Listen, hunting, right?
Mm-hmm.
The chase, if somebody's not showing interest at all, I'm good. I'm not chasing you around I'm not doing that. That's crazy as hell. Because that's when he's doing too much. I have to tell a couple homies, hey, bro, you know she ain't feeling you right. Go ahead and back up, dog. It's clear.
Right.
You left on red. You dodged on dates. Come on, bro. Stop trying to.
Like she saw it.
Prove myself to her. No, you can't. Stop it. So we don't mind pursuing a woman that's actually making it available. Mm-hmm. But if you're showing zero interest and you're backing up, we're good.
All right, people. These comments over here are going crazy. We're going to get to them in a minute. We're going to get to these comments in a second. So I guess, and I think it's difficult for like females because again, let me not say all, because some females don't care, but for some females who, you know, to some extent want to stick to the typical gender roles, or so to speak, they don't want to approach because they feel like, you know, the man should approach, the man should initiate, you know, the man should make the first move. But you're kind of saying,
I'm gonna cut you off and say this. You know, great women I know. I know so many good women that complain about not having a man. I'm like, girl, you never go outside.
Like Amazon is not gonna deliver him.
He's not. Amazon's not delivering a man. So chill. Like, go outside, make yourself visible. Be out events. You know what I mean? Present. If you're on the inside, be sliding a DM or two, something. You know, and I feel that. And I'm just gonna say this because I feel that dating sites is cool. It's cool, but you better watch yourself because a lot of people that put on and present themselves to be a certain way that they're not about. Because
that's social media, period.
But see, it's more of a risk on social media, though.
True.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a difference. It's a big difference. It's more risk on social media because the person's not putting themselves out there as if they're dating. So when you pursue somebody on social media, it's almost like pursuing somebody in public when they're walking by.
True.
A dating site, people are there in vulnerable places. They want somebody, and it's clearly there. But some of these guys and some of these women will present themselves to be a certain way just to get you. And they don't have any, like I said, emotional intelligence on how to be in a relationship.
True.
So.
Sorry, all you ladies that are asking, can y'all ask questions? Yes. You can ask questions. Drop your questions in the comments, and we will definitely get them. So go ahead and drop your questions. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. You ain't gotta drop nobody's name, nothing. But I want to know, like, I need like an extreme, like something that happened to you that you was like, sis, calm down. Like an approach, somebody that came at you, and not. I mean, you already told us about the little coochie pick, but just not even so much the pics, like what they say. Like, what is it that women have said that is like, damn, like, can I be the man? Can I do this for a second?
I've had plenty of women like tell me like, which I had a conversation yesterday about somebody about that too. I know you're my husband.
Okay.
So you get on one knee then. Get your
right.
ass.
That was she inadvertently already got on one knee.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, okay, that's not the vision that you're supposed to have. Like, And I've also had, man, no names, nothing dropped out there, but I've had ladies say they're gonna pull me from somebody, and they would constantly try, not understanding the type of man that I am. And when I say they'll, be conversation at first, all right, I'm cool, all right, keep it pushing, whatever the case be, and then they start sliding and they try to hit you with the visual manipulation. You know what I'm saying? The photos. Then I'll post. This is for you, daddy. Don't call me daddy.
Like, what's your name?
Like, come on, man. Like, if you see I'm a man of value, why you come at me a certain way? That's just my main thing. Understand it. Read the room. Read the room. Understand the type of guy that you're approaching. So if you come in a certain way, I'm not going to see you. Period.
That part. Yeah, that's a valid point. I feel like you got to know who you're approaching to know how to approach. Like, you can't approach every guy, and same thing for guys and girls. You can't approach every person the same way because it's not going to come across the same way. Like you said, if you're somebody of value, of standards, of substance, there's certain things that are not going to appeal to you beyond a certain point. Now, like you said, if you're just looking for me to just smash and grab, then maybe that might be all that is. But if you want to be taken seriously, then you might need to adjust your approach or get to know somebody. Like, do some research. Like, I feel like we research everything else. We'll get on Amazon. We'll read all the reviews. We buy something. We'll call somebody and ask them, hey, have you tried this? Or we go to restaurants. Have you eaten here? What did you think? Right. We'll do all the research before we make one decision to do something. But when we approach people, we don't take a minute to learn anything about them to even decide how we should approach.
Right.
And then you jump out on the ledge, and then when he don't catch you, and now you done broke your neck, you mad.
And I feel this applies once you in that bad boy too. Let's say you do come across somebody that lets you in. I feel people have a tendency to not pay attention to who they dating, who they with. They don't try to learn the person. Like for me, one big thing for me, if you're not wrong with me and understand who I am, because I'm a person, I'm very up here. I'm in your head. I want to understand how you feel. I want to understand your emotion. I want to try to, grow with you in that aspect of a new human being in my life. Right. And if you're not actually probably pursuing me in that same way, I don't feel appreciated. There's certain things that you know about me from conversation, but it also, you could tell within a dating phase or before you decide to be with somebody, how they're coming at you, what mentality they have when they approach you, if they're going to be that type of person. Some people are so surface. I'm not a surface person. You can't have a conversation with me if you surface.
Right.
I'll be nice.
I blame social media for that. They make everything so superficial. But ladies, in case y'all missed that, men like to feel appreciated too. It's not just about you. So speaking with that, so if a woman approaches you, makes the first step, does whatever. Let's say she asks you out on a date. Should she pay for that date? If she asks you out on a date?
Nah. That's just me though.
Do you feel offended if a woman wants to pay?
No, I wouldn't get offended. I wouldn't get offended. Like, I'm big on partnership, but in current days, things has changed so much compared to our grandparents. Things have changed a lot. So I'm not resistant to a woman paying for a date, but the first date in that aspect of me pursuing you, let me do my thing. Let me do that, and you'll show in different ways partnership once we get to that point. But you pursued, or you showed yourself, I pursued, and now I'm doing that. So even though, that's why I said, when you said ask me on a date, I'm like,
that might be the doing too much.
That might be doing too much. That's doing a little too much. There we go. I think that's doing too much. Don't ask me on a date. I low-key cringe when you asked that question. I was like, this ain't real. It's like, but now, if she's saying, hey, it's like, do you want to hang out? Oh, yeah, I do. You know what? I got an idea. Let's do this.
Got it. So it's like drop seeds.
Okay. Just drop seeds.
Drop what happens with seeds? Let you water it.
And I'll water it and it'll grow.
Ladies, I hope y'all got ladies and men. If there's some men on here too, I need y'all to get y'all notepads out and get these gems, because it's gonna help you. If you're single, this might help you. This might help answer some questions as to why you're still single. Because I feel like there's a lot of people, like I hear a lot of times, women and men, that are always like, well, I'm such a good catch, and I'm such a good this, and I'm such a good that, and I'm like, well, you might be a good catch, but maybe he's not fishing, or maybe you're just not the fish that he wants to
catch or keep. He'll throw you right back. Like, I feel too that sometimes, like how I am, I'm not gonna teach you exactly how I want to be treated. That's why I said drop certain seeds. And I feel like, communication is important once we get to a certain point. But as I'm getting to know you, like, I'm not going to just tell you, hey, I like this, like that. I want you to be in your natural state.
Right.
I don't want to change you. When you come my way, I want you to be in your natural state to where it fits me, to where I'm not changing. I feel at times that we'll meet somebody and we have this idea of what they can be. We try to create that into an individual by telling you what you want them to do, by telling them what you want them to do. Like, just kind of drop a little bit of seed and see if they actually follow in a certain direction.
Right.
We're not here to hold hands. We're grown.
Extra grown.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold your hand through the entire process, vice versa.
And I feel you shouldn't, because I feel like at that point you're not getting that, like you said, you're not getting that genuine person. You're not getting who they are, and it's like, so. And then if you do that, literally for the rest of your relationship, to however long it ends, you're gonna have to keep doing that. Because there's no learning. Like, they're not trying to learn and understand and really, like you said, grow.
Yeah, or you can be questioning the whole time, like, is this authentic? Or are you just doing this because I said you should do this?
Yes. All right, so I'm gonna hop over to these questions, these comments, because Lord, let's see what we got going on over here. The Tima says that's social media currency, not reality. Yeah, people take that social media stuff to the bank. It's like, it's not it. It's not it at all. Let's see what else we got going on over here. Let's see. Jessica says, sweet, innocent, and quiet. A little freak on the low.
Big freak on the low.
Oh, big freak, not little freak.
That's a big freak. The things that she was saying, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep it real. And you gotta be careful when you're doing these type of things. The homies is right here. So I'm like, bruh, look at this. And she was
you showing the teeth. Look.
Listen, because I don't care. I don't want her. So, hey, look. And they like, yo, she wild. And it's like, yeah.
They say it's always the quiet ones.
I mean, if you've seen this girl, like, she just looks so cute and so sweet and so innocent. Bruh, savage. Straight up savage.
Straight up. All right, so here we go. We got a question. Kiki Michelle says, what's your thoughts and opinions on, quote unquote, the strong woman? Female who's a boss in her career or a strong personality. What's your advice on helping that woman in a relationship? Sometimes her personality is taken as being masculine or aggressive. What's the balance?
I would say the balance is really like we said, it's a new era that we're in. Women are bossing up and becoming a certain way. Men are naturally masculine, and we have to learn to tap into different things as well. I feel the balance is knowing when to turn that shit off. Okay, be that boss, handle business in public, but you can still be, I'm gonna give you a prime example. When I was doing corporate America, I came in with this attitude like, I'm gonna run this shit. And I only did it because I wanted to feel powerful within myself.
Okay.
By being that boss, right? But then I met a female boss, which taught me a whole different game. She would have the capability to get people to work for her without even trying. And the way she did it was by learning every single person's personality. She was able to adjust to and that's when I was like, oh, that's a real boss right there. She was still feminine, but she learned every single personality of every individual on her team. And we all wanted to just go hard for her. That's some queen shit. So you can still be a boss, but move like a queen by carrying that energy a certain way feminine energy, and knowing how to communicate, knowing how to work with certain people. Now, within a relationship, it goes the same way. Learn the person that you're with. He might like that stuff. Me personally, I'm not gonna like that because I'm already masculine myself a certain way. But when it comes down to women, I am toned down quite a bit because you can't overpower women like that. Now, you got some women coming in that's boss women, as y'all might say the other way, boss bees, whatever the case be, and move a certain way toward a man like that, it's not going to work. But if you come across a guy that's like that, he enjoys that, he might not protect you when the time comes, but that's your choice. So I'm saying create that balance. Turn it off when it comes down to your man. When you're in the business world, be that boss, handle business, but at the same time, you can use the power of your femininity to handle everybody.
I feel like the key word today is learn.
Learn.
And I mean, I'm gonna tap on to what Kiki said too. I hear it a lot as a female that's entrepreneur, quote unquote boss, doing my thing. I hear that I'm intimidating, and I'm like, no, I'm not intimidating. You're intimidated.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Yes.
Like, I'm not intimidating. You're intimidated. And the truth of the matter is,
I'm going to say that, and I'm just going to speak for you. I know you. So there's nothing about you that's intimidating. So now you got some women that might intimidate a man because they want it to be raw. That's not your personality at all. You know what I'm saying? You're very personable, you're very soft, you're very feminine how you handle business, but you handle business. If a guy is intimidated by somebody like you, that's a personal issue with himself.
Straight up. That said that, I hope y'all heard what he just said. Okay.
Straight up. Straight up.
No, I feel like that's across the board. And I feel like a lot of women internalize it. Like, they get told that and they internalize it, and then they feel like that they're doing something wrong. Now, some women, as you say, you come across real like, I don't need you, I'll do what I want, I don't care. That's a problem. But if you're just naturally handling your business and about your stuff and a boss and do what you got to do, if that person is intimidated by you, then guess what? They're not for you. You should not have to dumb down who you are or what you're doing to accommodate someone else's ego.
Exactly.
Because it's all an ego.
It's insecurity, to be real. Like, because my thing is, I don't care who you, like my personality, I don't care who you are, who you think you are, I'm still on the room. But that's just, I'm confident who I am. So I feel that if a man's thinking like he's intimidated by you, he might have to step his own game up. He doesn't feel he's where he needs to be at in life. I could almost guarantee if he was accomplishing things and moving a certain way and had the confidence that he could shake a room like that, he probably wouldn't think that about you. Because he would know he's going to still be to be a man with you because you're going to allow him to be one. That's not hard to see in you. So if a guy's saying that and they're constantly saying that, that's their own shit. I'm just going to leave it there.
And I feel like the crazy part is that goes for women too. Like, I feel like as females, if we feel like you have to dominate, you know, the man or the main example, so you have to, you know, over masculine him, then you're trying to overcompensate. It's like you're trying to convince yourself that you're this boss or that you're this person. Like, you're trying to convince yourself, so you gotta like overpower him. And I'm like, no, you don't have to diminish him or take his manhood and take his position in order to solidify yours. Like, being submissive, and I know people hate that word submissive, but being a woman, being feminine and doing that does not make you any less of a woman. It doesn't make you any less of a boss. It doesn't make you any less of, you know what I'm saying, a powerful or strong woman to do that. And in fact, I told you that it's even stronger. It takes a stronger woman to know who she is and be that, and then still be able to be like, all right, let me tone that down a little bit,
right?
And play my position. And that doesn't mean, you know, play soft or like don't have a voice or don't speak up. It's just, you know, let him be the man.
Right. And then we gotta look at it like, what is an actual boss though, right? Someone who knows how to effectively lead. Not somebody who comes in with a certain energy, moving a certain way, trying to control people. Winning the hearts of people that actually want them to work for you naturally. That's an actual boss. So if you want to call yourself a boss, what kind of boss are you? Are you actually one that actually has a good reputation? Are you somebody that's doing it for ego? Or are you trying to be an effective leader? Because I think if you're trying to be an effective leader, you will have a heart in what you're doing. So you're not going to come in your personal relationship with that energy. And if you do come in with that energy, that's a personal thing you got going within yourself.
Let me sip my drink real quick.
For real.
Like that's the honest truth. It's like people. It's balance. You got to learn where and when to turn it on and turn it off. Like you can't, if you a supervisor at your job or a manager, you can't bring that same energy home because you're not his supervisor, and vice versa. If you are a supervisor at home, you are not her supervisor, her boss. You're not her parent, and she's not your parent. So you can't be coming in talking about do this, do that, do this, do that. You want a child, not a spouse.
Well, they say people don't quit their job; they quit their bosses.
That's yeah.
So let's think about relationship. Are you being quitted on?
Are they quitting the relationship or are they quitting you?
Most of the time, they're probably quitting you. Yeah.
Truth hurts.
Truth hurts.
Sorry. Let's see. Jessica says the competition out here is real. Maybe some women feel like they have to do all they can in order to get the last of the few good fish left in the sea.
I hate that statement. I'm gonna tell you why I hate that. The last few good men in the sea, so we're all just like, so 90% of men are less. I mean, that seems to be the trend. First, like I get what you're saying, but you gotta change your mindset a little bit. There's a lot of good men out here. I got a lot of dope brothers out here that be getting dogged out as well. So let's keep it 100. It's first up, how are you looking for a man in the first place? Do you have the skill set to know how to vet somebody and know if they actually are a solid man? So it's not the last few men, but you do have a good point. It is competitive.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in the South. Let's keep it real. There's a lot of women out here. So that's why I say it's important to make yourself presentable, to make yourself visible for the guy to see you. Okay? Now, if you don't pursue, he don't pursue. But there's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there and having a conversation with somebody when you're out. If you see an attractive guy, say hi. Or you just continue to do what you're doing, walk past him thinking that he's going to approach you when there might be 3 other girls coming this way. But don't get mad when they get picked and you don't, because you chose not to put yourself out there. But change that mindset, though. I don't think it's the last few good fish out here. Last few good men in the sea. Like, come on. I guess a lot of us out here. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I guess so.
Look, I mean, because the story goes 2 ways. Because think about it, man. We talk. Okay, let's have a conversation.
Let's do it.
When it's okay for women to go on social media or to talk out publicly about the pain they've been through from men. Men go through the same thing, and I know for a fact I've been through it, and a lot of my friends been through it. But we looked at as simps or soft if we're going out expressing those emotions or feelings a certain way.
True. Okay,
so let's keep it 100. Women are doing wrong too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I feel like, and I have some friends, I'm like, dude, I can see the issues in this person way before you even dated them, bro. But you went through it anyway. That's kind of what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. I got a cool homie, for prime example. He would date that girl that's walking around naked on social media. But then when he get burned, he's like, man, this girl's like, no, bro, you picked her. You picked her. You knew what you was getting into. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to learn ourselves a little bit more and be a little more patient.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm saying like, men don't go through stuff. And you're right. We have, especially in the Black community, have stigmatized men showing emotion, expressing their feelings. Mm-hmm. It's like they can't, it's like you said, it's like they don't go through stuff. And like you said, I know some females that have dogged out some dudes, and I'm like, you do know karma is real, right?
Right.
Like, karma is real. And it's like, but then they're the same ones, like you said, they'd be like, oh, there's no good men. It's like, but you had one, but because he wasn't a thug, or he didn't have these thug personalities, or this image or perception of what the world or social media has told you he should be or look like or act like, you treated him like he was just, like you said, a simp, mm-hmm. Like dude. And so now you done went and got this roughneck thug dude who's all hard, and he ain't giving you the time of day, or he's moving that way, and then you're like, but he don't tell me he love me. Well, you had someone that did all that, and he was soft. So now you got the polar opposite, and now it's a problem. So it's like, what do you really want?
And when somebody's so conditioned for the streets like that, he don't have that capacity to give you the love that you need. His last thing, think about it. If you are somebody pushing the streets heavy, and I ain't gonna say too much, but anyway, when you somebody that was in that world or whatever, when you're pushing, like, I'm gonna keep it buck. I got a pass. I was heavy in that, before I started doing my thing. I got a couple friends that's doing great things right now in the industry as well. They were heavy in that, and we thought about. We had a conversation. It was like, bro, our mindsets and our conditioning was fucked up. It was messed up, but we still wanted to be with somebody. We did not know how to give that security to a woman because our mind was on one thing, to keep it a buck, and we were so focused on something else. So far as the family aspect, whatever the case be. So same thing for guys. You meet a girl at a certain place. For these women, you meet a super thugged out dude that's moving a certain way, pushing the streets like that. Expect the results of what he do.
True.
Expect that. But don't be fooled by a guy in a suit and tie, because we all come from a certain past that will still hold you down. So don't,
So a lot of people mad at me, right? They was like, there's some good thugs out here. Again, we're not saying that, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a misconception. People feel like you said, if a dude show up in a suit and a tie, or, he speaks proper English and proper sentences, or conducts himself respectfully, that makes him simple. And I'm like, no, you can still, you got to know the balance. Like, you got to have a little bit of thug and a little bit of, grown man, and a little, and balance it out. Like, you can't get one of the extremes, because you're gonna miss it. Like, if he all the way thug and don't got no gentleman in him, don't expect flowers and roses and opening car doors, and he way over there. And then, you know what I'm saying, if you got you somebody that's way on the other side of the spectrum, and he's like super, you know what I'm saying, never had any street cred, none of whatever, don't expect him to be out here ready to throw down. That's not who he is. So it's like, you got to know what you want. You know what I'm saying? And same thing for men. Like, you got females, you want a female that's kind of like classy in the street, freak in the sheet, all that other stuff. So you got to find your spectrum. You can't get the girl that's way, like you said, way over here with the nipples out, and then expect her, you know what I'm saying, to give you that other wholesome side, because that's not what she's about. And then you can't get someone who is super, 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 wholesome and held together, and then still kind of want her to give you that other side. It's not going to work. You gotta.
No, them super wholesome ones be with it, but I'm listening.
Well, she ain't the super, super wholesome one. She in the middle. She know when to be. She know when to go meet mom and grandma, and what to do when there. Exactly. And then she know how to be when she meets your boys. Yeah. And then she know how to be when she come to your corporate office dinner. She know what to do.
There we go.
Everybody don't know how to do that. And so you can't get one end of the spectrum or the other end of the spectrum and then expect them to give you the middle pieces that you want. You gotta find you the middle pieces. Right. And we miss that sometimes.
Facts.
Let's see. Somebody said, I look right past the thug/hood dude to the gentleman. You got to be 100% grown ass man, period.
Okay, Natima, you on track? That's all I can say. But she on track. She probably learned. She
done learned some things.
Yeah, I think she probably went through a couple things and experienced some things. Cool. Yep. Or maybe she just probably was like, had an example of that in her life, and knew exactly where to look.
And I think we gotta make sure we know that. We gotta make sure we're clear. Grown ass man don't mean he's 40.
No, not at all.
When I say 40, mean 50, 60. Like, it's a lot of men that are grown in age, but are not grown ass men. And same thing, there's a lot of women who are grown in age, but are still 18.
Yep. And I'm gonna say this too. Same thing too. Don't look at a man's finances thinking he's a good man either. Does he make a lot of money? That don't mean nothing. I mean, money's important, but don't think because he makes a lot of money that makes him a high caliber or a good man. True. Okay. I remember when I was doing my thing back in the day, when I was signing to Nike back in the day. All right. I had a prestigious coach. I mean, I was shocked. You know what I mean? He was 50 something. Came to me and said, man, I just want to talk to you. I can't stop cheating on my wife. So And this guy's successful doing his thing. So that's kind of what you tied on what you said, as far as like age has nothing to do typically when it comes down to being a grown ass man. It's about mentality and discipline. You know, and I had to talk to him. I said, dude, you were an Olympian, you were a gold medalist. I'm talking too much. You probably find out what I'm talking about. But you did your thing, you know, but it took a certain level of discipline and dedication to get there. Mm-hmm. I feel women look for a man that possesses a certain level of discipline to find a good man. I've had a woman tell me, hey, I don't know why these men throw away a good woman for like a one night stand with somebody. I said, a man is capable of looking past that moment, because we choose you every single day. We get approached. It's not going to change. It's like y'all, but women are used to it though. Mm-hmm. Women are used to men coming our direction. When a man becomes adequate, he's making money, he's in his prime, women coming his way. A lot of men don't know how to be disciplined and chill with who they got. Mm-hmm. So I would say look for a man that knows how to have vision, and actually a man that has vision and knows how to maintain his discipline, because he's going to always choose right. No one's perfect, but just look at him, just observe, watch, see his mentality.
Vision, that's big, and that looking for somebody that has vision, and that ties into, we could have a whole nother conversation about that, because I feel like people get vision and potential, and to get it construed, and I'm like, you get, oh well, he has so much potential. He might. The question is, does he have the vision to fulfill his potential? Because we all got potential. Mm-hmm. Like everybody has potential to be and do something.
Right.
The problem is most people that don't get to it is because we lack the vision to pursue what we need to get to fulfill our potential.
Add on to what you're saying too, I hear that a lot about women saying this guy has potential. A woman that sees somebody's potential means she has vision. So when it comes down to that, you got to trust and understand your own vision. Don't allow that to be, because this is going to be touchy. I don't care. When it comes down to vision or potential that people might have, I don't care no more. I'm over that. Because that does not necessarily mean that the person's going to ever see that for themselves. So if somebody got potential and you see these things and somebody have potential, let them speak that to you to see if it's matching up with your vision.
You better talk to these people today.
Okay, because what happens is a lot of times we'll have this vision. I always tell somebody, if I'm with you, because I see more than you see in yourself. But I make the mistake of trying to force that on them. And it either push them away or they always disappointed me. So I came into relationships with this high-ass expectation, and people kept falling short. And it wasn't because I was expecting them to do certain things for me. It's because I was attracted to what you could be for yourself. So I feel a lot of women got to understand that you can't make a man move a certain way. He might have potential, cool, let him reach it. Or let him tell you or show you that he's headed that direction. As I said earlier, plant the seed, don't give the whole vision. Allow it to speak through the relationship with this person.
Right.
Take your time dating, figure it out.
Daisha said, you must have vision. He said, if you don't know where you're going, there's no way I'm going to follow you. I need to know where you're leading us. Listen. Okay? Listen, Daisha. And that's the thing. Like, you could have potential. You could have vision. Where's your vision going? Because you might have a great vision, and that vision might be taking us way down the dark road. And it may not be the road I want to go on.
What was her name again?
Daisha.
I'm going to ask her this question. I know I'm going to ask everybody's listening too. Somebody that think like that. Do you have the capacity to be with somebody on that mission? A lot of people talk about, oh yeah, if you got vision, you're headed here. I want to know if I can follow. But sometimes you don't understand what that takes. A lot of successful people had vision from the very beginning of time, but they had to go through so many trials in that process, so many losses in that process. So are you actually going to appreciate the vision and where they headed, or are you expecting result right away? That's just unfair in general. So do you want to be led with somebody, or do you want to meet somebody that already got potential there and they already where they're at? But don't expect to be appreciated as much as you would if you were on that road with that person with the vision. because I'm already here. You're coming in when I already got it, so I don't know what you're really about. So think about that as well.
That reminds me of like when Barack was in office, President Barack, and everybody was like, "Oh, I need me a Barack. I need me a Barack," and I was like, "That's great. Are you ready to be Michelle?" Because people didn't stop to look at what Michelle did.
Thank
you know what I'm saying? She was here when she met him, and she took herself and was like, "All right, I'm gonna take a step back, so to speak, and I'm gonna take the back seat to this." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him be, and it takes a lot to do that. And I'm like, everybody was like, "Oh, I want me a Barack. I want me a Barack." That's great. Are you? Can you? And will you be who and what Michelle was to get you a Barack? Because you can't be like, "I want a Barack" without Michelle. So if you want a Barack, are you ready to be Michelle?
Yep. See, a lot of time
people are here talking about Ciara. Ciara's prayer. Let me tell y'all something. I just have to say this. I'm sorry. For all y'all women out here praying Ciara's prayer, stop praying Ciara's prayer. That is Ciara's prayer that she prayed for her man.
Yeah.
Guess what? If you keep praying Ciara's prayer, you are praying for Russell Wilson. He is not yours.
Straight
Pray
up.
your own prayer.
Come on, man.
You can get yours. Stop saying her prayer. That's hers.
Tell her, Mel.
Y'all out here praying Ciara prayer, and y'all don't even know what Ciara had to do on her side to fix what she had to fix with her to do it, and y'all praying this prayer and don't have no clue what the work it needs to do or what she had to do behind the scenes to be able to even pray that prayer and for it to come to fulfillment.
Yep.
Because that's another part. We ask for stuff, men and women. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that. Great. What are you prepared to do? You want a man of this stature, of this level of integrity, of this level of dignity, of this level of pride and great. Are you willing to stop posting half naked pictures on Instagram?
Sacrifices people don't want to make.
Are you ready to stop being in the club every night till 5 a.m. with your single girlfriends, getting wasted every time?
Are you ready to stop listening to your single girlfriends? Because they're single for a reason. That part.
Because it's work. You can all this. I want 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 this. Great. If God said, "Here, boom," and dropped it in your lap today,
ooh,
could you be what you needed to be to sustain it? Because a lot of us get it, and that's what I realized too. A lot of us get it, but we lose it because we're not prepared to do what we need to do to sustain it.
Yep.
Say your own prayer. Let Ciara have her prayer. Let Michelle have her Barack. I don't want Barack. Barack has a wife.
Straight up.
I'm not interested in being a side chick. So I don't want Barack. I'm just saying. Barack has Michelle. My name is not, it starts with an M, but it is not Michelle. So Barack don't want me. And I don't want Barack. Because that would then make me the mistress and I'm good. Thank you. Figure out what you want for you and figure out who and what you're capable of handling. Because you might not be able to handle what you think you want. Get yourself together.
You might not want it once you get it.
And you probably want it because you saw it with somebody else. And it looked nice. And you were like, "Oh, I want that." Like women, we do stuff. We see people with like shoes. And we be like, "Oh, them shoes so cute. I want them." And then you get the shoes and put them on and they hurt your feet. And you can't walk them. And it's painful. But they was cute on her foot. And they didn't look so cute on your feet. Listen, find the shoe that fits your foot. Don't try to get her shoes. I don't know.
I'm letting you have that. They listening. I hope they listen to you. Yeah, take that sip because you went off.
Sorry.
All facts though.
It was your fault. You said something that triggered that. It was your fault.
All facts though.
You did it. You did it. Let's see. Let me see some more comments over here. They are going in over here. Yes, exactly. Tima said Michelle did not take a step back. She took her position by his side, not behind him in his shadow, but next to him as his partner.
There we go.
Y'all better give Flo this of my life. Listen, Tima, I ain't taking away her shine. I didn't mean take a step back like that. I meant she was like, I don't got to be in the front. I don't need to be, because she was his boss when they met. She was, not his boss, but she had a higher ranking position, and she wasn't like, I gotta, use that over him, and I can't let him step up. She was like, no, like, okay, I can still be me and do me without having to feel like I gotta be like, oh, well, you're not on this level and you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel too, a lot of people, they see the finish line. They don't never see the race. They don't understand what it takes to run that race. They don't know what it takes for training in that on the back end. So we see the glorious moments. We don't understand what it took to get there. And being with somebody in that process, I feel is very important. Like she said, being a partner. Do you possess the skills to actually tie into this process and the vision as well? Some people just want to go along for the ride. That's cool, but you probably won't be as appreciated because you're just going along for the ride. You know what I mean? But if you actually tying in and actually, and men got to be open too, as far as like receiving your input. We got to be careful and critical who we're receiving input from. But if we chose to be with you, that means a level of trust there. So I'm open to receiving your input as well in this process because I can't do it all myself.
Listen, partnership. Like my biggest things, people always talking about something. I'm looking for my soulmate. I'm looking for my soulmate. I'm not. I'm looking for my helpmate. I don't want my soulmate. I'm good. Like I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm looking for my helpmate. Like I don't need my soulmate. That's cute. That's nice. I heard that term.
Life partner, helpmate's a real big thing. That's soulmate. I think that's something Hollywood told us. The Notebook doesn't happen like that. But I mean, for real, I feel that in this, especially in life, man, especially as Black people, Black women face so much day to day. Black men face so much day to day. I feel we got to really take care of each other in every single aspect. I think the best relationship is somebody that really got your back and they show they got your back. And then you do the same exact thing. I think a lot of us operate out of fear. We operate out of bad examples, following this media BS, thinking that it's all true stories when it's not. If you chose to be with somebody, choose them every single day and choose to support them.
Every day.
Now, if it gets to the point you guys are not compatible and you guys made a bad decision and your choice to go separate ways, but if you're in there and you felt that at a point, y'all had that strong connection, be there for each other, support each other on that process and on that journey.
Big facts. Who got the comment? She said, "Purpose mate." Even better.
Yeah.
Yo, purpose mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, put her on that.
Let's see. Daisha and Natima in these comments, they going in. Daisha says, that's almost like people looking at couples talking about relationship goals. Nah, I don't want your relationship. I don't know what you go through behind closed doors. People put on a lot.
Straight up.
And
especially when you're in the media and you're in the public eye, trust me, like a lot of times you can't put out certain information when you're going through certain things. You know what I mean? And I think that's important in general, though. Not even if you're in the media, people should know your personal business, period. Because once they know it, they can't unsee it. So when y'all see these couples and they're doing great, they might be doing great, or they might not be. Have your own intentions, have your own situation to make it happen.
Listen, exactly. Like you said, you don't know what they go through behind closed doors. No. You don't know what that person had to, the work that person had to do on themselves to get to where they at. And so many, like you said, so many of us look at the prize and don't look at the process. We be so ready to be like, yep, I want that, but not ready to do no work. Like You're not trying to fix nothing about yourself. You're not trying to heal them wounds because you got all this childhood trauma and generational trauma that's you carrying with you, and you haven't taken a moment to figure it out, huh?
Past relational trauma, bringing it in.
Yeah,
baggage.
You ain't fixed none of it.
None.
And you like, yeah, I'm ready for my husband. Are you? I'm ready for my wife. Are you? Because when if like I said earlier, if God dropped them in your lap today,
are you prepared?
Are you prepared? Are you prepared? Are you prepared to play your role? And your role, the funny thing is, we feel the rest, your role changes every day.
Mm-hmm.
They be like, oh, my relationship is going to be 50-50. No, it's not. Today it might be 80-20. Tomorrow
Right.
it might be 60-40.
Right.
The next day you might have to carry the whole 100 by yourself.
And that's the problem. This is something that, I mean, guys, let's talk about this. A lot of guys, this is just conversation across the board.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men are starting to feel like the level of marriage and that level of commitment is kind of pointless at times, because there's a level of fear that men carry that if I lost this all and then she had to take 100% just temporarily because life happens and we're out of that control, we can't control that shit. Mm-hmm. She's gonna bounce. Mm. So my challenge to women is to, one, understand that it's not going to always be perfect.
Right.
And be okay with having to step up at times, especially in this thing called life. It's not all butterflies all the time, people. Things happen, people lose jobs, people get injured. So many life changes happening. Are you prepared to step up in that moment? So I would always say, look at the person you're with and think to yourself, if this person lost everything, would I still feel the same about them? And that's going to kind of tell you where you at with yourself and that individual. Y'all should go ahead and do that. Think about the person you're dating right now, quote unquote serious. If this person lost it all or something tragic happened to that person and I have to kind of take over for a little bit, am I going to still respect the individual the same and still have that same passion, love, and desire for him?
That's what people be falling in love with, these looks. And I'm like, granted, you gotta do it. But I'm like, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Like, God forbid they get a tragic accident and their face get burnt up. They're not so cute no more. Now what?
Man.
That's all you got? That's all y'all had? You in trouble.
Yeah.
You in trouble. There's no surface, no substance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I feel women would win in that area too if they actually gave, because I feel we have a responsibility as well to actually have some security on. Mm-hmm. Meaning it's okay to make a person feel appreciated. That, hey, look, absolutely. I'm like, right now I'm here for the whole journey. The power behind that alone is making men feel 10 times better about you. We don't discuss these things because we don't want to put it out there like that, but it's facts. These are conversations I have with my guys all the time. If a woman comes off as a team player for real, that she's on this team, we're losing games, winning games, whatever the case be, she's ride or die in this, and we feel that, I can almost guarantee a dude will put a ring on it because he knows he got something special. But if you feel your condition,
if he got his mind right.
If he got his mind right. Now, if you want to be, like you said, it's different type of guys out here. Y'all know again, I'm pretty sure you already know, but there's different type of guys out here that want to play the field all day long.
Right. No matter who they got.
But that's for you to figure out what it is.
Facts. No, that's real. That's real. And it's like you said, women, and it's, I guess the biggest thing is whatever the things that you like to hear or need to hear or want to hear, consider that for the other person. As women, we like to feel like we like to hear, we love you, thank you, I'm proud of you, you look nice, all these things you like to hear. Men like to hear that stuff too.
Yeah.
And I don't want to exclude anybody else and leave anybody else out, but especially Black men, because they hear the other stuff so much. They hear you're not good enough, you're not enough, you're not this, you're that, you're not. They hear that enough. So it's like, if nobody needs to hear it, they do. So as much as you want the compliments and you want the kudos and you want all that, your partner wants that too, and it's vice versa. Men to their women, women to their men. Like you have to balance it out, play the position, and understand all the things that you like, that make you feel good, that make you feel secure. Mm-hmm. Just because he's a man doesn't mean you don't have feelings.
Straight up. I don't know where people get that theory from. That's crazy. Because we don't have feelings, how we gonna love you? Yeah, like we are. That's facts.
That part. If he don't got feelings, I need to put that on a shirt. If he don't got feelings, how he gonna love you?
Give me 5%. That's we both managers in this industry. Just give me 5%. I want 20%.
5%? Okay, I got you. 5%. I got you.
That's it.
I got you. That's a gem if I ain't never heard one. If he don't have feelings, how he supposed to love you? Yeah, so we'll be here tonight. I'm definitely over my little hour show. But we're gonna end it on that right there. If he don't have feelings, how he gonna love you? So ladies, moral of the story today is less is more. Calm down, sis. Let him be the man. And if you're getting down on one knee, get your ass up.
Get your ass up.
All rise. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Mel. Appreciate you.
Desean, I appreciate you for coming on here. I'm definitely going to have you back on here again.
Hey, anytime. I'll come back anytime. I know this is an amazing platform that you got here. You got an amazing audience. Engaged. You're doing well. Listen, you want me back? I'll come back.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Wait, Natima, stop dropping the gems. We gotta go. She said, men gotta stop treating permanent fixtures like pieces. You play with pieces, not structured women. I'm out. I got some dope. And I gotta just shout out while you're on here. I need to shout out all my diamond sisters that are in here right now. Because a lot of these comments, like when you hear, are a part of this amazing group called the Diamond Writers. A lot of them are writers and authors in the book that's about to come out. So if you like the comments that they was dropping, you like the questions, you're gonna love the book. So make sure you definitely get you a copy of Beneath the Crown, Her Power, Her Story, Her Voice. Because it's all of this times 10. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fire.
All I'm gonna say. We're gonna have to get you out to one of these tour dates.
Just let me know about support.
You gotta come to the closing in Miami. We doing a big convention expo, independent creative awards.
Okay.
We got talent, so we definitely need to connect on that to get some nominees going on that. So we're gonna talk offline.
Okay, let's talk.
But again, thank you for coming on. Before you leave, let people know again where they can follow you, where they can check you out, anything you got going on that you want them to check out real quick.
I would say, I keep everything on my social media. Follow me on Desean Black. So it's Desean Black _official on Instagram. There's a lot of stuff coming from me that I'm not going to speak on right now, but I will start posting, showing, and leading toward what I got going on. But some great things with some great artists, personal projects for myself. You'll come to my platform and see that I'm super dope and supportive of everybody around me. So come show love, join the family.
Y'all heard it. Make sure y'all go follow him. Make sure y'all go follow the Diamond Writers. Y'all can come follow me if you aren't already. But I appreciate you for being on here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the conversation. Thank you so much for all the gems that you dropped today. Sis, he learned y'all something today. Bruh, he learned y'all something today. I hope you took notes and paid attention, because if you didn't and it doesn't work for you, it's only your fault because you weren't paying attention.
There we go.
That's all we got. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to give my little final thoughts and sign off. But thanks
all
again.
Right.
And we will talk. I appreciate you.
Later, Mel.
Later. All right, y'all. I told y'all today was going to be a good show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Truth hurts. I'll send you some Band-Aids. That's all I got. Moral of the story is, 1, be appreciative. Be a partner. Know yourself. Know what you want. Know what you're looking for. Be the representative of what you want to receive. What you put out is what you get back. So how you want to be accepted is how you should present yourself. Anything other than that, you only have yourself to blame. On that note, thank y'all for tuning into this episode of Truth Hurts. If you don't like it, sorry, it hurts. Y'all be blessed. Have a good night. Like I said, make sure y'all check out Diamond Writers at Diamond Writers on all social media platforms. Visit our website, www.thediamondwriters.com. Check out our events we have coming up. Check out our merch. Make sure you stay tuned for the book release. You can get your copy. Make sure you tune back in on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter next Wednesday for another episode of the Hustle and Shine podcast. I'm your girl, Mel V. Y'all be blessed. Have a good night.
Let's go! Let's go!